Dot. I don't hear do dot enough. I hear, what I'm hearing right here is ha ha or da or something, some variation. I don't hear do dot. And see, if I don't hear the syllables, then we're not pronouncing the words correctly for this style. This is a language. You have to learn a language, and you have to pronounce the words correctly. Anybody here studying a language? What are you studying? Spanish. Pick a Spanish word, kind of a hard one. See if you can get me to say it. Mercy now?
Mercy Allegro.
Oh, Mercy Allegro? Oh, wait.
Mercy Allegro.
Mercy and Lego?
Mercy Allegro.
Help me get it right.
Mercy
Merci Alego. Merci Alego. Merci Alego. See, if I, the way I was pronouncing that first didn't sound like anybody speaking Spanish much, did it? And I was speaking it definitely with a real American accent. That's being generous with myself. I wasn't saying it very well at all. But see, gradually I'm getting what? More detail about how to pronounce each of the parts and where to put the stress. Where do I put the accent? Merci or merci. What is it? Mer is the accent. Merci. Merci. Allez. Where are those accents? See? And I have to get that to sound just right, I have to say everything with just the right inflection and the right accent, the right nuances, the right dynamics. That makes sense to you? It's the same if you're learning the jazz language. You have to speak it so that someone that speaks jazz gets it. If I went over to Spain and I said, Merci Allegro, I'd probably say, what? What's this guy talking about? Right? I often am adjudicating a band, and I've been known to say on the tape, to someone that speaks jazz, it doesn't sound like you all do. Because I need to hear you speak those words. If it sounds like, that doesn't sound like the language. Do dot. I'm just taking your notes. What are the first notes? If it sounds like, does it sound like I'm pronouncing it? Not quite right. What does it take to pronounce that really right? The first part of this, do you hear the percussive punch on the front of the note? If you go, that's not the same word. It's a different sound. That's the first part of getting that right. And what's the second part? Dot, right? How do you define dot? What does dot mean? What does the D mean? It means I tongued it just like the do, right? Do has a little punch in it. Dot's going to have a little punch in it. We tend to play percussively. We hit every note a little harder at the beginning than you would in concert band. You don't do this in concert band. Do dot, because see, you got to be bilingual. When you're in the concert band, you speak concert band. When you're in the jazz band, you speak jazz, right? And you don't want to mix the two. And so right now I'm hearing like, that sounds more like we're mixing it, we're speaking it with a concert band accent. D means I tongued it, it's got a little sting in it. What does the T mean? I cut it off with the tongue, right? Do dot. And if I don't cut it with the tongue, it doesn't sound right. It's different than. So I'm looking for you to speak this language a little more authentically. Can I hear the first two notes again? 1, 2, 1, 2. Just the horns. 2, 1, 2. Okay, it's getting better. I'm hearing a lot of. Oh, I guess I'm not playing the right melody, am I? I'm playing it in the tenor key. Is that where you are? I think that's where we are. Those are the notes. Sorry, I've been playing the wrong notes. if I do this, and it has all that taper on it, it sounds wrong. Pressure is still happening. Why is the note not sounding then? I'm still blowing. I don't get any sound. Why not? The tongue is stopping it, not the air. Now if I go, then the air stopped it. The pressure's still up. Okay, one more time. Let me just hear the saxes. 2, 1, 2. Okay, better. One at a time. You got to have more pressure behind the note. Yeah, keep the pressure up. Past the time the sound stops, the pressure's still up. Say one more time. Better. Now you're stopping before you have a chance. Your air is stopping before your tongue gets it in the action. You might be bringing your tongue up on the reed, but your air has already stopped before your tongue got there. That's called an air release. Give me a tongue release. By the way, I wouldn't use the side C for something like that, even though it seems easier. You need a strong note. Do you hear a difference here? There's a difference in the timbre of that note. This isn't fast or anything. I use this when I'm going. Sure, you can use it in something like that, where you're going B up to C, back to B. I would not ever use it in a strong position. Here's the principle. Use weak fingerings only in weak positions. Use strong fingerings always in strong positions. Yeah, and you're using a weak fingering in a strong position here. That's going to hurt your pitch and your tone. So just finger it regular. Do dot. Closer. You hear that ended with the air. One more time. Better. Just hold a note. 3 count. Yeah. See, then you're still blowing and the tongue stops it. That was much better. Now make it go faster. Yeah, now go. Good. I'm kind of hearing this. I heard the whole band doing this at first. I just didn't get the tongue on the front of that second note. I got to have that attack on the second note. Okay, one more time. Okay, when you're playing a bebop tune, this is where the language comes from. You got to make sure you're speaking bebop. Let me do it real quick. Keep the air pressure behind the tongue. After, you stopped it with the tongue, but your air pressure was already on the way down. Keep the air pressure up and follow through. You're still blowing. You're still blowing. See, the pressure's still up. One more time. One more time. That's better. That's a lot better. Much better. Yours. Okay, you have a dead spot problem. Dead spots happen when you touch too much tongue on too much reed. Try to get the tip of your tongue on the tip of your reed, and you want to get that little in the front of the note. Let me hear the saxes together. 2, 1, 2. Okay, I just need more attack on the second note. That's pretty good. I'm hearing the tongue release better. Do dot, not do dot, do dot. Sounds like I'm slurring into the second note practically. Do dot. I know you're not, but it sounds too close to that. 2, 1, 2. Once more. 2, 1, 2. That's a lot better. Now, that's what I need to have the brass section do, too. Let's hear the brass section do that. First note. 2, 1, 2. See, it sounds ha, ha, dot, pa, pa. Give me the punch. 2, 1, 2. Pa, dot. Let me hear you do it. Yeah, I like how you punch the first note. I wish for a little more attack on the second note. One more time. 2, 1, 2. See the second 1, 2. Okay, 2, 1, 2. You get your pitches? Try it one more time. Now give me a solid first note, just hold it. Open up here, you're playing sharp, you're pinched up, playing like you a little bit. Oh, oh. Good stomach under it. Once more. Ba. Can you tell it's kind of just a little bit? Oh, let it open a little bit. Open your teeth, open your throat, let it down a little bit. Much better. Now play it really solid. That down there though. That's the idea. Play the second pitch. Sharp. Oh. Oh. Yeah, use your stomach more, your lips less. Take a full breath. Boo dot. Much better. Now give me a better tongue cutoff where the tongue stops it and the pressure's still happening. You got to follow through past the time the sound stops. You ever shoot a basketball and go? You follow, the ball leaves your hand about here, but then your hand follows through, right? You got to follow through. Follow through with the air past the time the sound stops. One more time. Do dot. So I should literally hear. I should literally hear do dot coming out of the horn. Do you hear do dot? Does it sound like I'm saying do dot? The syllables aren't just for nothing. The syllables are actually supposed to sound like that coming out your horn. Try it one more time. Do dot, 2, 1, 2. Ugly on the second note. 2, 1, 2. Give me a strong second note. Do dot. Okay, play the bottom note. Play the top note. Good. Play the bottom note. Top note. Good. Bottom note. In rhythm. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You got to tongue the second note harder. Do dot. More percussive. But you were getting it. You just got to solidify your notes a little bit. Let me hear you do it real quick. 2, 1, 2. Not bad. Do it one more time and just follow through a little bit more past the sound. 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I like the punch on the second note. Hear the punch on the dot? That's what I'm looking for from everybody. A good punch. I need a little more punch on the first note. Trombones, real quick. Do, do, dot. Your second note's ugly. Can you find it? Yeah, so just sustain it. Ba, ba. See if you can open up here a little bit and play from your stomach a little more. Oh, oh. Yeah, don't spread too far, but you don't, when you punch it, it doesn't crack. And if it's cracking, you simply don't have the right setting. That's all. Find the setting. One more time. Okay? Be careful it doesn't sound like you go, but, and slide into the second note. Do, dot. Both notes are clean. It's your ears. Second note a little more, dot. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Let's hear everybody. 2, just the horns. 2, and 1, 2, 3. Close. That sounds way different than when we first started. When you started, it sounded like really, ha, ha, sounded limp. Now it's starting to have a little, pa-da, little muscle under it. Play with muscle. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2. Give me better dot. The second note's still got a lot of ring in it. I need less ring. It should sound like somebody just ripped it off your face. You didn't have time to finish it. You know. In classical, we always have to have a ring. That's the finish of the note. Here, we want to take it out. We want to chop it off before it gets to finish. That may seem kind of unnatural if you've done a lot of classical playing, but this isn't a classical style. We're not speaking that language. This is different pronunciation. Okay, one more time. Do dot. Keep the pressure up. 2, 1, 2. Let me hear the second one. 2, 1, 2. Second one again. 2, 1, 2. Sustain the last note. Take a breath and hit it again now that you've kind of found it. See if you can solidify it a little bit more. Now go do dot. 2, 1, 2. Quite a bit better. It's out of tune still. Play the second note one more time. Tune it up a little bit better. 2, 1. Second one. Cut with the tongue. 2, 1, 2. Quite a bit better. All right. What's the pronunciation on the next figure, the third figure? Dot on the first note, right? Dot, dow. Punch, pow. A lot of pow. Okay? None of this. When you take something limp like that and multiply it by 15, it doesn't help it at all. It's really limp. Give me some muscle. 2 on that figure. 2, 1, 2. Dot, down. 2, 1, 2. Dot, down. A lot better. Okay, let's see what we can. Well, let's get the next figure real quick. Dot, do, dot, right? Let me hear that one. 1, 2, 1, 2. Dot, do, dot. Give me a better dot on the second note. It was really, I love the dot on the first note. It was like dot, perfect. Do, dot. Dot, do, dot. Dot again. 2, 1, 2. Dot, do, dot. Much nicer. And then we have dot, do, dot. Let me hear that. This is your 8th bar. 2, 1, 2, 3, and 1. Dot, do, dot. Are you kind of feeling how all the time we spent on those first 2 notes is starting to have an impact on a lot of notes now? It was worth it. I know it was a pain in the neck to do that, but it's worth it. See, if we can get this thing set, the band is starting to sound like there's some muscle and some articulation, and like we're starting to speak this language. Yes, with the rhythm section. Here we are off the top. 1, 2, top 2. 1. Oh, one more time. You can't be early. Right on the beat. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, do dot. Dot, down, dot, down, dot, do, dot, dot, do, dot. I heard dot, 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 dot. That isn't the pronunciation on the last one. The other figures are pretty good. What is it? Dot, do, dot, dot, do. When it's a long note, play it long. Don't go da, 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 da. You know there's no such word in this language as da. It's either do or it's dot, but it's never just da. Dot, dot, da, dot. Doesn't exist. If you say that, then that's a clue. This guy doesn't really speak this language. Dot, do, dot. Let me hear that figure. 2, 8th bar. 2, 1, 2, 3, and dot, do, dot. Sustain that do. Dot, do, no decay. It's critical in the long notes that you're sustaining that you don't decay in those notes. It doesn't go dot, do. It goes dot, do, no decay. Dot, do, dot. Okay? Don't articulate with your breath stream. Articulate with your tongue. Your breath is constant. Here we go one more time. Dot, do, dot. The tongue's doing the work. Keep the air up. 2, 1, 2, 3, and dot, do, dot. So much better, see, when you sustain that note. Really nondescript the other way. All right, now we have do. 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Do dot. Dot, down, dot, down, dot, do, dot, dot, do, dot. 1, 2, 3. dot down, dot down, dot do dot, do dot, dot do dot. I'll tell you what, let's play the chart through again, and let's see if we can apply all the stuff that we've been doing. From the top, articulating, good rhythm, good intonation, playing out on the solos, bam. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Dot, 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 down. Yeah. Dot, do, dot, dot, do, dot. Legato, legato. Take over. We have to work with you. You got to play.